long plan on how they intend to start a social movement towards ending poverty and injustice. And it's actually to go look at that and see what they plan to achieve in the next couple of years, or 10 years, as a matter of fact. That's their target, to take 5 million people out of poverty and, engineer this kind of social movement that is very strategic, calculated from an informed perspective on how to engage government, engage citizens to achieving certain goals. So it's not going to be, one of those things where we're engaging. I usually say that the reason why you see people sometimes on social media, they use insult, derogatory word, curses, is because half the time they don't even know how to engage. You don't know how, from an informed perspective, to take on certain government officials, appointees, or elected members, because it's just coming from a place of we're livid, we're angry, but you don't have either the data, the figures, the facts to back some of your argument up. So it's important to be very strategic as people organize also, because like some of the key speakers said, it's a marathon, people. Nigeria took a long time to get here. It's not going to be a sprint. It's not going to be a 100-meter dash to fixing the problem. So let's be ready to go the whole 9 yard when it comes to having the Nigeria of our dream. I apologize one more time and thank you so much for your patience. You're truly incredible. My name is Kimberly Wachko. Call me the Oracle, the Digital Oracle, OTF, the fellow, Ochanya One, Madam Speaker, and I'll say yes to them all. I'll be here till 7. And you can join me live on Facebook and YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. On Facebook, YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. I'll be flying solo, but not so solo because I've got you. I'm almost tempted to sing, but Destiny Anthony, Mazi Destiny Anthony, we like titles in this country, so let me act right. Told me not to sing, and Mrs. Omeza agrees with that. Even if I had lost the ambition, there was a hidden talent, but hey, you are right. I will not sing. So much going on. The End Bad Governance protest is still pretty much on till Saturday. Some states are quiet. Some states did not join from the jump, and some states that were active, like the Federal Capital, went a bit quiet, perhaps to re-strategize, perhaps to just relax. It's not easy, actually, to have a 10-day protest coming out, calling on government. It takes a lot out of you because you have to stand all through that period and perhaps skip one of your meals, and then the tear gas that you have to inhale if it does come to that, and the running that is required if it does come to that, which half the time we get to see in our protests. We're having a conversation earlier today, and they were looking at the difference. Someone asked the question, what's the difference between the protest and a riot? And I'm thinking to myself, people are still asking this question, but it's a valid question because, it feels like one is synonymous to the other. That when you mention protest, it automatically becomes riot. And we've seen in this country where half the time when you talk about a protest, you get certain individuals come and attribute it to a breakdown of law and order, to a riot, to a crisis, to a conflict situation. And I'm thinking to myself, how is it possible that something that is a right, not just for Nigerians, given that we're on a democracy, that you've seen globally of a right of people to come out, either in any social group to demand either justice, to demand an end to certain policies because they feel is anti-people, or to make demands of their government that they came out in their large numbers to elect. Like I wasn't chilling at home and voted. I went through a lot of hassle to get my permanent voter's card. I promise you, it took days. And then I queued for hours to register. And if I have this liberty, I should have a liberty to, express my grievances or grouse if your policies are not friendly, or I feel like you're missing the track in terms of your mandate to call you right. And it's not to break down law and order. However, we get to see it translate into that sometimes in some places. And some people will say even the government contributes to it. We've seen protest degenerate into some bit of a righteous situation because they had some anti-protesters who have been, one way or the other, funded to come out. And in that, when people are clashing, you must protest and all of that, it gets very rowdy, disorganized, and can degenerate at some times. There are quite a number of them captured on tape who were saying, oh, they called us and they paid us to come and. So it's not organic in terms of this is what we want to do. In the recent one, we saw people who were saying, yeah, they brought buses and told us to come and protest against the protesters, but we're hungry. One of them was even Miss Yanin and talking about the price of Gary. 100 naira can make you so Gary, now 1,000 can, and he was carrying say no to protest. So it tells you that these things can also make a legitimate process become almost a criminal, gathering, because people will come. We saw it during NSAS. 1 minute he was making the demand against police brutality, end to police brutality, and then some people came in and then jumped in the mix, and before you know, there was chaos, and before you know, criminals and hoodlums waiting in the shadows just jumped on it and started looting and destroying property, both government and private. So there's a stark difference between a protest and a riot. A riot is not organized. A protest gives you time. We're going to be protesting from this day to this day, and this is our demand. It's quite organized. It's a social movement of some sort that can be led by faces or, in some cases, organic. So there's a stark difference, and I hope that we understand that enough to know that a protest must not always become a riot or avenue for people to steal, to destroy, to burn, or to cause chaos in the country. It's a right of every citizen, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. So let's hope it continues to be orderly as the protest continues to Saturday. And then in the places where it has become disorderly, the government is well within its right to maintain law and order, like in Kaduna State, Kano State, and a few other places where it became a case of people just using the opportunity to destroy and to loot and to steal. They imposed a curfew. Kaduna State just relaxed their curfew, giving people time to just breathe and go about their business and shop. At least you can go out from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. until it is relaxed even further. So we're going to see how this plays out from now to Saturday. Now, talking about the protest, security agents on Wednesday night raided the Labour House in the Central Business District of Abuja. In a statement, Benson Upa, spokesperson of the Nigerian Labour Congress, said the invading troop claimed that they were looking for seditious materials for the End Bad Governance protest. Nigeria took to the street on the 1st of August to rail against a progressive economic hardship. The demonstration was built to last for 10 days. The protest degenerated into looting and vandalism in some states, like I mentioned. Quite a number of them: Gombe, Kaduna, Borno, Kano, I think even Katsina. Became almost confusing as to what was really going on. And there was a case of even waving of foreign flags. So in a statement they put out, they said the head of security agencies vowed to go after sponsors of the protest for treasonable and subversive offenses. And Uber said the invasion of the NLC building in Abuja began about 8:30 p.m. Just this afternoon, the National Executive Committee, or Council, I beg your pardon, of the NLC took note and vehemently condemned the high-handed manner that security agents manhandled protesters in many parts of the country and the needless bloodshed that ensued, the statement said. Well, in summary, they invaded the Labour House. They had masked men and heavily armed security operatives who went there looking for, well, what it is they have intel that they're looking for, giving the impression like the Nigerian Labour Congress is the mastermind of the protests. That would be interesting because it's always a struggle for the NLC to even organize like a proper, civil disobedience or downing their tools and going on strike. It's more of a strike action than it is, or slash protest. So that's that. We played extensively some of the security chiefs and all they were saying. So it shows that they really will be out to getting people that they perceived are the mastermind of it. They even talked about accounts that are being monitored of certain individuals that are perceived to be masterminds of the protest. But so far, so good. A lot of people have been arrested. A lot of people have been tried because the Inspector General of Police said it was ongoing as they picked them in line with our laws not to exceed 24 hours. And I know there are some lawyers out there, pro bono, rendering their services to just see how they can help some of those who were held by security agencies. So it's one to continue to look out for and see what dimension security operatives will take this, and hoping that in trying to fix the problem is not compounded at the end of the day. All right. Let's see here. The federal government says there will be a tax break for companies that employ more staff. So go ahead and employ, huh? The tax break is a benefit that the government offers in terms of tax deduction, credit, exemption, exclusion that help individuals and businesses save money on their tax bill. And during a TV program, Wale Edun, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, said the tax break will be included in the Inflation Reduction Act. Yes, we do have that. That the Inflation Reduction Act will now contain a range of import duty exemptions, such as lowering of tariff, outright tax break, for instance, for employment. So if you employ more people, you'll be given a tax break against it. So that range of fiscal incentive will also be laid out in an executive order, Mr. Wale Edun said. And the minister said this is part of the step the federal government is taking to counteract the increase in cost of operation, elevated mostly by the movement in the foreign exchange rate for companies that import, process, and add value to raw materials. So anything to just help companies and businesses manage, cut down the taxes, and just give you room, because there's a lot of pressure on businesses. I was looking at an article that highlighted the number of companies that have left the country and those who are indigenous that are struggling to stand on their feet. Quite a number of them have crumbled, if I use it mildly, and some of them are still struggling for oxygen as we speak to breathe and survive the economic hardship. So there's definitely there's a need for government intervention. But is this good enough, and how much help would this be of at the end of the day? Well, time will tell. I guess anything is good than nothing at this point in time. Now, seeing I don't have a guest, if you have any interest in any of the stories I've touched on, my phone lines have gone off. All right, you can call via WhatsApp for now while we sort out the phone lines. You can call me up on WhatsApp on 0809 9930 That's 0809 9930 to share your thoughts while we're using this. Okay, I think you can try your hand on the 0700 951 0000. I don't think it's up, but WhatsApp most definitely you'll get through for now. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, the Oracle.
Yes, you're welcome.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Crystal clear.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
My name is Salasi. I greet the listeners and callers of this great radio station. If I have been imagining what happened, is the Oracle on the phone queue? At last, you are in the studio, so you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Moses, I want to talk about this security men, how they invade labor office or something like that in search of some things. We need to understand that even before this protest started, the labor said they are not part of this protest. And we are talking of search warrant. I don't know whether they have search warrant before they broke into their job. This our security men. They should use this energy to rescue Leah Sharibu. They should use this muzzle to rescue the Akwa Ibom, these young girls, Trios Copper, going for primary assignment for Sokoto. They were kidnapped by bandits, and still up to now they are still in the hand of this criminal. They should use their energy to go to Kajuru. Over 80-something people kidnapped by bandits, and still up to now, they haven't regained their freedom. They should use their energy to tackle the insecurity so that people can be able to have access to their ancestral farm, to be able to produce, to be able to go farm in order to provide for the country. But you can just imagine them using their energy here. You see where they're supposed to use their energy. I don't know what is wrong with our security men. Sometimes, yes, when it happens them, I feel the pain if they lose their life in the process of their work. But this is not the thing that we are waiting for, we want to hear from now. They should use their energy to secure this land. That is my own contribution this afternoon.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Selassie. And just to point out that the DSS, the State Security Service, said it was not involved in the security raid on the headquarters of the Nigerian Labour Congress. And, it confuses me when this happens because half the time when there's a raid of some sort, you should know who is coming. Is it the police? Is it the DSS? Is it the EFCC, ICPC? Is it the military? And we've got instances, one too many, where you hear that there was a raid, there was an invasion, and we're still trying to guess for days who did it. Either they come in as masked men or they're not in uniform or properly identified. I think that's a risk on its own when unidentified individuals will barge into a home or an office or an organization and conduct a raid, perhaps without a warrant, if they have the right to do that without a warrant, and then you can't even tell exactly who did at that point in time. So half the time you start saying, oh, it was DSS, it wasn't me. Just like the Inspector General of Police was saying, we're wearing the one who did this. And I remember a caller saying, it is not our job to figure out the puzzle. It's your job as the police to let us know who did, who shot the guy, who did this, who released this bullet. If you're saying bullets were not used and people were killed, it's your job, police. Let's find out who did. If it was criminal element, you properly identify and let us know. And if it was another arm of the security, people need to know. The days where, unknown men, I don't want to use gunmen at this point so that it's not misconstrued, will barge in, and then you're confused as whose authority they came on or what right they have to come in or even where they came from. It's almost borderline criminal at this point in time. But let's get to hear the next caller. Hello?
Hi.
Yes, you're welcome.
The oracle of our time.
I greet you.
I greet Justice of Peace.
All right.
Just came to my mind this afternoon and Salas for all Nigerian info callers and contributors. My name is Comrade Haruna on the line.
Welcome, Comrade.
I want to align myself with Salasi thought. How our security personnel, areas that are very safe, you will see them.
Oh dear. Okay.
Meanwhile, places that we don't have peace, the likes of Kaduna, Maiduguri, Borno, them, been hearing killings every day. And they'll be telling us they didn't give them authority to go there. But I want to let them know that this life, whatever you do, it will come back to you. You are there, they use the taxpayer money to pay them to protect us. They are just trying to turn this protest into something else. What concerns labor with this protest? Because the former Peter Obi was like supporting the End Bad Governance movement. Now he is now a sponsor of allegedly the protest. See the main issue at hand for them to face. Why are people trooping the streets calling for End Bad Governance? Nigerians cannot breathe. We find it difficult. Kim, I'm telling you, I am not happy on a daily basis anytime I drive myself to the fuel station to buy fuel. Because the rate we are buying fuel during these protests and talking to you, you can't even get this fuel. Other fuel stations that you can get at the rate of 900, 850. That is what we are buying. And with long, our case is very pathetic. May God help us. Thank you very much, Kim.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your input. Just to let you know that if you're still trying to call the regular phone number, it's not active. You can only reach out via WhatsApp. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Alex.
Alex, talk to us.
Yeah, I want to talk about these hunger protests. I want to say that the government is like they are doing like a drowning man that can even catch a straw. You know what the people are talking about? People say we do not like most of your policies. In as much as so many people believe that you are not elected as our president, but at least you are the president. We will say that we elected you as our president. And even if you want to build a skyscraper or the heaven that we said we don't want it. And democracy should be what people want. You keep bringing rice, keep talking about reducing tax. These are not what people want. People said this fuel is killing. Reduce this fuel because we know that they are paying subsidy. But they say reduce this fuel to the PRS minimum, where everybody can get it at least relatively, maybe between 300 or 350, so that it will cushion the. You keep going up and down. You say you are giving this one, you are giving when you know what people are looking for. And as if even people that talk on their behalf, they talk as if they are living in the moon. So I want to say that the government should come down to their high horse, because what they are doing now, this end bad government protest, this is the preamble. If they are not careful, there are limits to where you can push somebody, even a goat that cannot bite. There are ways you can push a goat. It may not have any option than to fall back. So they should. This is a warning to them that they should come down to their high horse and return back this fuel subsidy and offload this naira. Let Nigerians breathe. We don't want to go to heaven now. We want to, or at least we are still on earth. Let them come back to our level. We still on earth. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And just to add to this, because Selassie started off on saying, oh, maybe I was at the fuel queue. No way that's going to happen. I don't have the patience and the grace that some of you have to wait hours in the queue. Don't ask me how I get it. It's not even easy, but it takes a special grace for you to sit 4 hours, 5 hours waiting to buy petrol with your money. Oh, it's not free. It's not rice palliative. You're going to pay for it, and yet you have to wait hours for it. Now, oil marketers are still apprehensive, and some of them are not even opening their filling station for businesses, causing queue for PMS to continue. Dealers under the aegis of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, which control about 80% of the filling station across the country, said yesterday that the decision to close their shop was just because of the ongoing protest. And they're saying, well, the fuel queue might linger until next week, until we're done with the protest, the 10th of this month, hopefully by next week. But the thing is, yeah, I know there was a circular. I need to confirm that. They said they authorized some of them to start moving the product, because if you wait till after the protest before you start moving it, it will still take longer to get to you. So let's just hope that by next week it would have fuel available, and perhaps maybe have a proper national discourse as to the frequency of this fuel scarcity. It will continue as long as we continue to be import dependent on the petrol that we consume, like 100%. Perhaps when Dangote is able to surmount whatever hurdle he's going through at the moment and start refining, if he gets to crude, and Port Harcourt refinery comes to at the end of the day, we might get to a juncture where we can breathe a little and say, we'll not be having the frequency of this fuel scarcity will not be there. I'm not saying altogether gone, but as long as we continue to import refined petrol into the country, we'll be met with this unpleasant surprise anytime, any day. So the marketers are saying it will linger until next week. Brace yourself. Hello.
Hello, Kim.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Henry. I'm calling from Central area.
All right, Henry, we're listening.
It's my first time calling.
Oh, is it? You deserve the shekel then.
Yeah, thank you very much. You were saying something about the fuel queue, the protest being the problem of
well, that's what the marketers are saying. The reason why a lot of the filling stations are not open and selling is because of the protest. And we also know that the reason why they were not moving products to different parts of the country was because of the protest.
But before the protest started, the fuel queue has been there. It's been there all this while. It's been like almost 2 months now, if I'm correct. So that's not an excuse. I woke up this morning and I went to the filling station. I queued for over 4 hours. Like over 4 hours. And I got my fuel. And I don't know. What's the excuse they're giving? It's not holding water at all. Because who's being held responsible? What's the NNPC saying? No one is sacked. No one is being held responsible. No one is being,
Audio Jungle.
This is Nigeria Info.